Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Happy Wednesday morning. It is 12:04 a.m. on the 29th. Wow. October is damn near over. And tonight we and the next week and a half show are brought to you by Predator Badlands in theaters November 7th. For those of you in the Las Vegas area, stay tuned on the social media tomorrow, and you will have a chance to be with me this coming Tuesday at AMC Town Square for a special advanced screening of Predator Badlands. I am looking forward to this movie. As you guys know, back in July, late July, we saw we got a chance to see the first 20 minutes of Predator Badlands. I was already sold to begin with, but I was even sold more after seeing those 20 minutes. So yeah, if you are here in Las Vegas, greater Las Vegas area, or you will be here in the greater Las Vegas area, I will let you know when and how. Put that back up there. You can come down to the center and for your chance to be with me Tuesday night. Looking forward to this movie. One of the few movies left that I actually care about going to see. I know everybody's talking about like the little blue people or the big blue people with Avatar. Never really cared about that. I have yet to see Frankenstein. I might go see Frankenstein. I think the last day it's here in maybe you know what, it may already be done. But then again, if I'd missed it, then I can watch it on Netflix. I'm not a huge fan of seeing that on the big screen. I'm a big fan of seeing it, but I don't necessarily need to see it on a ginormous screen. It'll be fine for me on this 75-incher I have here. Oh, let's see. Wow, you guys are already bearing the comment. Hello, Audie. I've seen you and your suggestions. Absolutely, under no circumstances will we be ever doing Terrifier again. I am done. My experiment with Terrifier is done. We're done with that. No Terrifier. Sorry, can't do it. But yes, please like and subscribe. Clinton and his duck. He heralds the beginning, he heralds the end, he heralds the duck. Okay. William, I don't know. Merger talk. Paramount wants to keep Gunn and Safran. We may go over the article. I'm not going to read the article because it was mostly worthless. Brad tagged me in this as well, or he sent me to me messages and several people. That sounds great if they are indeed the people who acquire, which there's more bad to them acquiring Warner Brothers than there is any good. There's more than just DC IPs that I think are not going to be. It's not a good idea. I think Paramount. I think another studio acquiring Warner Brothers is a bad idea. That's why I hope it's. I wish it would one of the other bigger companies, but once again, they have not shown the type of interest, until now. And even still, I don't even know if that interest is real. But I would like it to be, Jeff Bezos is an asshole, but I would like it to be Amazon or Apple or one of those groups that don't have that type of conflicting vision already. Because if it's Paramount, listen, I don't give a fuck what Ellerson says in an interview. I don't have any reason. Put it in ink. When it's in, and I don't know, he obviously can't do that because he may not be the one who owns the company. But once there is but here's the thing though. Then Warner Brothers should have signed him already. Once you guys should know when it comes to what people say in interviews, I give zero flat fucks to what any celebrity, CEO, star, astronaut, dragon rider. Don't give a fuck who you are and what you say in an interview. It's what you put in ink and what you pay for. It's the transaction that means shit to me. Fuck your interview. Fuck your quotes. Because how many times I could literally, if I had $1 for every time somebody said something that was A, either bullshit, or B, had you changed because circumstances changed, I would be rich. I would be able to buy Warner Brothers. So yeah, it's a good step to hear him say that he would retain and keep Warner Brothers mostly intact. But one, A, I don't believe him. Sorry. B, even if I did believe him, what happens if by the time this happens, and who knows if it happens, what about the landscape of the situation? If something changes by the time they acquire this company, you think he's going to come back to an interview that he held with Forbes and be like, you know what, the situation has changed. But you know what? Remember that interview I gave him Forbes? That doesn't legally bind him shit. You know what binds people to shit? Contracts. Now, if I wake up and there's a contract, Warner Brothers says, you know what? Since that's not a roadblock into somebody inheriting other people's management, and we're close to a deal with this guy, then yeah. But there's a contract that is ironclad. So no matter who purchases Warner Brothers, then we get continuity when it's DC. That's now we're talking. Other than that, doesn't really mean shit. Doesn't really mean shit. Till you sign your name on a document or witness, notarize, all that, then it doesn't really mean anything to me. I'm glad that that's where he's leaning, if that is truly where he's leaning, because like I said, continuity is cash. The absolute last thing any DC on any platform right now needs is any type of disruption. It's had plenty of disruption over the last 9 years. James Gunn is in his place. David Zaslav is Warner Brothers too. They're in where they are at. They were allowed to buy a devalued company because all the disruption. So the absolute last thing I want to see is just, I don't want to start again. I'm done with starting over again. But to take David Ellison's word to the bank when nothing's been purchased, nothing's been transacted, nothing has happened, and there's no contract, I would be an absolute fucking fool. Do I hope that is the case if Paramount buys it? Yeah. I want to see where this goes. And I think most of the things I desire, either in the broadscape or the shortscape, relies on the continuity that James Gunn is bringing to the table, and having a filling out process and having an adjustment process. But you think I'm going to look at an article? Well, fuck. He said it in an interview. That's what he plans to do. Plans change. So great. Golf clap for Paramount Skydance for saying that they will retain and try to maintain. Great. Put it in ink. Want to see a contract. Then I will exhale and say, you know what? I'm no longer going to take this DC universe in small spoonfuls. A spoonful of lanterns, a spoonful of this, a spoonful of that. No. Don't bring out that platter yet. Don't bring out that platter because I don't want to start eating from that platter just to get to the good shit. And you snatch that platter from me and start throwing me bologna and Spam and ramen. But I'll take it in the spoonfuls until I see a contract. But hey, like I said, golf clap, step in the right direction. but I'd learned not to trust any of these motherfuckers. So, and with that, I hope Brad looks like he's broadcasting from a UFO that kidnapped him or something. So, hope the sound is good. Got like a little mood light behind you.
It's just the light right next to the computer right here. I'm in a different room than I usually stream from.
Okay, your Michael. Your mic is echoing a little bit. Do that little adjustment thing you do.
Right.
Right, makes it sound like you're. All right, so yeah, that's all I have on that. That's really all I have on that. Like I said, and I'm being consistent when it comes to people saying shit in interviews.
Yeah,
I don't fucking care.
We talked about this a little bit before we came on. I shot him that. By the way, I don't know if you saw Campia talking about it too, where he said he reached out.
I said the link was right to. That means not. Listen, all the respect in the world to Campia. All the respect in the world to Campia. Once again, he talked to some people who talked to some people. That doesn't mean shit to me because even the person on the screen with him most of the time, Robert Burnett, it's not what's fair or it's what you negotiate. It's not show friends, it's show business. We can have all the conversations in the world. It looks like it's trending this way, trending that way. It looks like he wants to do this. I need to see it locked down. I need to see a buyout consequence. So once you sign that contract and you decide, you know what, I want to go in a different direction, you got to pay him a load of money to make it.
Which they can do that even if they did sign a contract tomorrow, for another 4-year extension or whatever.
They can, but even a company in a family that has $350 billion at their disposal is obviously not quite there yet, where money doesn't mean something to them because already they would have made their 5th and 6th and 7th bids already. We seem to have stalled. So I like I said, good step in the right direction, but none of these. Just like when people say, "Well, I'm retired." I'm like,
well, and I retired from certain roles, and I one thing I said to William earlier is because we're seeing other folks in the community, other YouTubers in particular, taking this as gospel, and do you think he was gonna lead this whole thing? It's oh yeah, day one I'm gonna clean house.
That's another thing. What the fuck did you guys expect him to say? Yeah, fuck it, he's gone. soon as my limo rolls up, I'm gonna give him the bird from my limo, and if he's looking down, and he's gonna do this. Of course, he's gonna say, because you know what? Him saying anything other than that is a destabilizing effect on a company that he doesn't even own yet. So
yeah, it's called PR.
Like I said, I hope. Listen, guys, I get people say you're anti-gun. Fuck you.
We did watch parties for Creature Commandos. Yeah. We did watch parties for Peacemaker, which ended up being a big letdown, and we did the watch party for.
Well, the episode 8 was a letdown. The season itself.
I look back on that season now; it was a big face plant.
Listen, I am a Snyder fan, but not to the point of exclusion of all else. I'm never going to be that.
Well, no, I don't think I think there are very few Snyder fans who are that way.
So I've enjoyed James Gunn. I told you guys, and unless this is your first time here, what have I always said? David Zaslav chipped over his dick, but he got the right guy. He fucked up the process. It was messy. It was miscommunication laden. But at the end of the day, he got the right guy. James Gunn, if you're doing a comic book IP and you have a movie maker, you have the one guy, in my opinion, that has everything he needs to succeed except for time. And once you give him time and a runway, I think he can do very well. I think he's open-minded to a lot of things that a lot of stuff suits will not be open-minded to. There's a lot of things that people are constantly bringing up, whether it be Snyderverse, Batman Beyond, all the crazy, stupid shit. Not all of it's stupid, but stuff that's outlandish that you have no chance in hell with a stuffed suit. But you have with him. Because when you are of the geekdom, you are a lot more open-minded than somebody that looks at things just as a transactional experience.
Well, and actually, to that point, Aaron, of course, with the Roy's favorite hashtag here, it's interesting too.
No, am I gonna have to ban that hashtag?
Well, but it's interesting because I shot William some a few other articles about kind of leading into this too, and
you're gonna make me do the air horn, aren't you?
Well, it's I could talk about the Furious. Today,
it's going to get you the same air horn. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready.
But there's been a lot of coverage, in the last week or so or 2 weeks of that. Some of the outlets I've been with, where people are saying it's oh, this Netflix thing might actually have some traction now, or there might actually be a door opening. And that's one thing I DM'd William about and told some other people about. I do find it interesting that in the last 2 weeks or so, the narrative seems to be kind of drifting in the direction of, okay, they need to do something to put a bow on what Zach did.
Yeah, but who? That has nothing to do with Netflix, though.
Well, that's what you're talking about. Has Netflix themselves said it?
No, but what the fact that they've needed to put a bow on it for 8 years, that has nothing to do with Netflix, though.
Well, I'm talking about just like the kind of the general sort of tenor of the conversation and the coverage around it. It's I've noticed it kind of trending in that direction in the last few weeks. And that's not like proof in and of itself of anything. I just find that kind of it's interesting, especially it's becoming even for people who I would not have expected to kind of lean in that direction. So I'm definitely monitoring that very closely.
I'm waiting for the two things you have to have for any of this to mean anything is you have to have a business reason to do it, not a fan's business reason, a actual business reason to do it, and you have to have an opportunity. Right now, we don't have either one of those.
Aaron's hashtag.
No, we don't have either one of those. So when I say we as a fandom make ourselves easy to dismiss, this is the kind of shit I mean, guys. I'm sorry, but there's once again, desire doesn't pay for anything. Desire doesn't facilitate anything. I need to see articles. No offense to the person that wrote this article, though, because it was a beautifully written article. No offense.
Well, are you writing the one they're talking about? One I sent to you?
Any of them, that one included. Start writing articles that give you a business and a logistical path to what you want. The justifications and what you want doesn't mean shit to me at this point. And I'm saying that as somebody would like to see the same thing you see. But once again, talk in the language of the person or people you want something from. And we can't do that. We don't seem capable of doing that. All the articles in the world, if they don't have a logical path to go, this is why you do this. This is where this comes from. This is where the money comes from. This is where it starts. This is the timetable. This is the audience. This is the marketing. Has anybody who's writing these articles done any marketing research so that they could bring to somebody and say, go ahead and take out your suitcase? No. All it really does is go over what we already feel. We already feel awful about how that ended. Okay, what's the next step? What's your plan? That's what I always ask people. What's your plan? Anger is not a plan. Desire is not a plan. Articles are not a plan. Articles are expression, which is fine. And I'm not knocking anybody who's writing articles. But I would like to see the pathway to the market research, because that's going to take a while. Because you're asking somebody to turn their head with new money for something that was mostly filmed almost a decade ago. You're asking for somebody to take a leap to on an audience that may or may not be there, and we have to be able to accept the reality that if you do market research and there's nothing there, then there's nothing there. You can't expect somebody to take that leap. With James Gunn, you have a wild card. But you also have a wild card that I don't care what Olsen says. I don't know if he's going to be there by the time this comes to fruition.
Well, and Gunn doesn't know he's going to be there either, as we saw in that one.
That's what I mean.
Interview he gave, where he said like the quote. It was about Man Tomorrow, something to the effect of I'm going to do this and this and this, and then he followed up with now that all is heavily dependent or reliant on. And this is verbatim, but that depends. Whether or not I get to do that depends on a whole bunch of different factors. Is again something to that I'm sure you saw that quote.
Yeah, and if. There's just so many things that are left out of these forms of expression. There are so many things, and that's what I mean. You just make it so easy to dismiss us when this happens, because we bounce these passions off of each other. We already know how we feel. I mean, you're talking to the choir when these things come up. But once again, if you are going to take it outside of our bubble and into a bubble where things actually happen and things actually get paid for, nobody's made the case right now. Nobody's made the case. I try to make a case, but I start with the papers and staple. But everybody else wants somebody to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on something that we don't have the research yet would even work for us. At least if you start with the papers and staples. By the way, guys, that's comic books. I hope I really. If you start with the comic books, you're starting with low risk. If it doesn't do well there, nobody's ass is on the line. You start there, you start doing metrics, you start doing all types of things, and then we have this conversation. Then we start expressing, well, hey, we have this here. We don't even have that yet.
But that's the question I keep asking is like, if it's that easy, okay, why hasn't anyone done that yet?
That's whether I want it or not, that's completely up to them. Maybe nobody's made the case. We spend so much of our time making this other case that we never make a real case. And that's what frustrates me about all this, is that they never make a real case, and it becomes a clown show. It's like nobody takes you seriously because you didn't bring anything seriously to the table. And that's painful because I see people and I see their desire and I agree with them. But it's at the same time, okay, what's your plan? There's a lot of ways. I mean, instead of all the hashtag Restore the Snyderverse, probably in 2025, on 10/29/2025, the most futile and useless hashtag out there now. Right now, not at the beginning. Not at the beginning when there was a purpose. I'm talking after it's done. We got that. But what is that? Why don't we use a hashtag? Like I said, make the Snyderverse comic book. We don't even do that enough to where that could trend on somebody that's even looking. If I'm a corporate guy or somebody who's dealing with other people's money and I see Restore the Snyderverse, you know what I do? I probably move on. I probably don't even. I'm blind to that. But if I'm selling comic books and I start tagging,
which let's be also clear here, everything William's saying, there's also a mercenary component to this.
That's fine, but not just selling on my level, retail level. If I am Jim Lee, if I'm a publisher and I start seeing hashtags like that, that equates that's attached to what I'm selling. Because Restore the Snyderverse doesn't mean shit to Jim Lee. Probably doesn't. Can't speak for him, but why would that mean anything? But you start talking about, hey, if you're showing desire that if you put this in my comic book that costs me pennies to make and I'll buy it, I'm a publisher. My job's to make money for the company with high yield of profit. That's an argument you can make. But everybody dismisses any other form besides you got to get it in on the big screen. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have to get the story out there. Period. I don't care if you fucking go to a cave and sprawl it out in the fucking cave and I get to see it there. You need to get the story out. And you need to get other people besides us to desire that story. And then that's where you start. Nobody wants to start at the beginning. They just want to jump in there. We got to Justice League 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, and all. It's like, dude, like I said, the 2,000-pound corpse that you're dragging into the corporate office, I just want to throw you out. Love you, but you got to go. Turn around and take that 2,000 pounds with you. Leave. Come back when you're ready with a plan. With a plan that doesn't have to be perfect, by the way. You just have to have a plan, because you know what? If you come to me with the skeletons of a logical plan, and I know enough about what you're understanding, what you're doing, and you know what? Why don't we switch this out with this? How about this? But we don't even come to the office with that. We come with hashtags that have long served their usefulness. We come with, I want this, I want that. And all these cuts, it's always, somebody deserves it. Nobody fucking deserves anything. You deserve what you can justify. And I'll repeat that. You deserve what you can justify. No matter how bad you want it, how bad you feel cheated out, you deserve what you can justify. So start there. But right now, we don't have anything. I don't care how beautiful these articles are. I commend everybody who's writing articles. You're both far more literate than I will ever be. But if there's a purpose here, if there's an aim here, we got to blow this up and start over again. And we're probably going to have to start in places people don't want to start or go to. So that's it. That's my merger, Snyder, more than I should have ever rallied on.
And Droga, I mean, one thing I got to be pretty blunt about here, because there are other people, and this is like, be kind of like
This does not apply. By the way, Drogon, this doesn't apply to what I said.
I got to be blunt.
I'm not saying give it a rest. Just show up with a fucking plan. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's another side to this too that I got to like kind of get off my chest on this as well. And I mean this.
Okay, is this a professional opinion or is this a grievance?
It's
if it's a grievance, I can live that. I have higher standards.
I mean, here's the thing though, is when you talk about this is like the 2,000-pound gorilla or whatever, it's like, or this is like the studio's, just ready to tune this out. I'm like, all respect, but it's the bed you guys made. Fucking deal.
That doesn't get you shit. Most of those people who made that bed, no, it's not. Not for the people who are there now. Those people who made that bed are gone. That's a grievance. See what I mean? That's a grievance to nowhere. That is a grievance to the. You're trying to make that case to the people who weren't even there.
Oh, it's not a case. No, it's not. I'm not making a case. I'm making a presentation of your reality.
That's not the reality. That is not the reality.
You walked into the situation. You walked into it knowing the situation. This is what you have to deal with. See, I'm somebody who's like this is the side of me.
See, that's the difference between a meaningless grievance, not meaningless to you.
It's not a meaningless grievance.
It's meaningless to the people who matter.
No. It's not a grievance. This is not a grievance. I'm pointing out the reality of what they walked into.
It's your reality, though. That is not a reality.
Their reality.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is their reality.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You want it to be their reality.
They walked into this. They have to deal with the fallout
they can continue to ignore
it. Story.
They can continue to ignore us. See, that mentality gets us nowhere.
But
that's
it's not a
dead
mentality.
reality.
It's reality. It's observable,
your
reality.
Does not align with the reality that matters.
Period.
You don't have shit.
It's not
your
a matter
reality.
Of shit. It's a
your
matter
reality
of this
is
is
going
what they
nowhere.
Walked into.
Dude, you think they care about that? You think they give a fuck about that?
Well, how have they been doing, like ignoring it? Because it's still hanging over them.
Better than we are, scratching at, scraping at, trying to get anything done. Far better than we are.
It's like here's the thing about it's like, and I meant to ask this on other streams too. And this,
but Droga, let me get rid of this because Droga, what you've typed just doesn't apply to what I said. Yeah,
I mean, it's the question I've wanted to ask other people.
Type something meaningful, or I might have to type it out.
And it's like, I wanted to put this question out for a while. I may do an article for him. But it's like, it's a question. It's like, and you have to give this just a straight yes or no answer. And after that, you can add more to it. But I need a yes or no on this. Just straight yes or no.
From who? Me or them?
Not
because they don't have to answer the question.
Anybody like in the moment I'm asking the question to. Like in the moment, whoever I'm asking the question to is like, has this studio successfully put themselves in a position where this is no longer hovering over them?
Their answer is going to be yes.
Well, their answer is incorrect.
You're not them. You cannot answer for them. It's not your money. It's not your company. It's not your studio. You're an observer. If that were the case, you're a witness. You and me are outside the glass.
But then why would this topic still hovering over them then?
Because we keep bringing it up.
Then they haven't moved on from it.
But we're talking to each other. We ain't talking to them.
It's not just us. It's Guns fans too. They can't shut up about it either. The media can't shut up about it. This whole
and has that stopped him from doing anything?
Then you're making my point for me, though. It's like they have not left this in their review. By any objective measure, this still continues to hang over them.
This is why we're easy to ignore. We don't bring anything to the table other than this. This is grievance.
It's not grievance. It's reality for them.
But your reality doesn't mean shit.
It's their reality.
You can't tell them what their reality is.
I can tell them.
Like I said, this is the kind of white noise conversation that if I see it coming, I try to close the door.
And if you're, again, it's like if you're running the studio, I'd say you walked into it.
If I'm running the studio, I don't have fucking time for this. If you want to come in and talk practicality, talk practicality. If you want to come in and talk dynamics and reality,
it's not practicality, it's reality.
If they can't, no. I don't want you coming into my office.
If this is too much of an albatross.
Okay, hold on. You're a fucking peasant. Not you, but I'm talking about somebody coming into this office. It's my fucking office. I'm the one with the zeros behind my name. I'm the one with the zeros on the line behind my name.
Here's the thing.
No. I will. No, hold on.
Successfully
Time out.
Left it.
I will dictate
the rear view.
If my name is CEO, if my name is CEO or director of operations or something like that, you will fucking talk to me on my terms, or you'll get the fuck out of my office.
Is it behind?
That's it.
Yes or no? That's it.
No, it's just not a question. You're asking a question you don't have the right to ask.
Then, I'm making it my right to ask.
Okay, that's great. Get back to me when that gets you somewhere.
And that's again, have they left
and
it
it's gonna
behind them?
get you nowhere.
Yes.
You're screaming at somebody who agrees with you. You have no path. You have no
Again,
path.
I put it out there.
You're
it's
swimming,
like I need a yes.
You're out there swimming.
No.
You're
not a whole bunch.
You're out there on a canoe that's been half eaten by a shark, trying to throw me an oar, while I'm on a yacht floating away from you.
Or no, is this have they left it behind?
You're like the guy on Castaways just screaming. You're on an island with a fucking volleyball.
Have they left it behind to where they can move forward without
no answer is going to please you?
Yes or no?
No answer is going to please you. It doesn't matter what I answer. You don't understand. Your question doesn't mean shit.
It absolutely means shit
to them. You're gonna tell them what they're thinking.
Damn right, I'm gonna tell them what to me because this is their reality.
You just made my case. You are a 2,000-pound carcass that's dragging into the room.
And have they moved that 2,000-pound carcass out of their office?
Before you get a word out,
has they moved out of their office? I'm going to throw you out of their office, or is it not in their office?
I'm going to throw you out of the office.
Have they moved it out of their office? Is it there or is it not? Yes or no? And I think William froze. Oh wait, did my internet do that thing again? No, I think you froze for a second there.
Anyway, like I said, we're done with the Snyderverse talk for the night because it went exactly where I thought it was go, fucking nowhere. It's going to continue to go exactly where, unfortunately, I think it's going to go, fucking nowhere. Why? Because everybody that wants to scream and shout wants to force what they think into the ears of the people who make the decisions.
It's not a matter of forcing what they think. It's their reality.
They want to dictate their reality and their conversation. That's going to get you thrown out of anybody's office that has any dignity or common sense.
Well, then there'll be more. It's going to come right back into them. I'm telling you, this is their reality.
But you're acting like that's going to get you something. That's like we're going to get us anything.
Well, have they moved past it? Yes or no?
Okay, what have you gotten from this? From this, does this train of thought? What the fuck has this gotten you?
I'm pointing out the reality.
No, wait. All right, ants don't point at planes 30,000 feet up. You're an ant right now. What is that?
The hell I am. I'm pointing out their reality.
Okay, all right, yeah. Like I said, and you're an ant. That's the equivalent that
I'm
you
not
have.
An ant. I'm a journalist pointing out their reality.
Okay, you're the only journalist. You're easily.
I'm not the only one saying it.
All of us. They can ignore all of us.
And that's gotten them. Right. And how has that worked out for them last?
What does it got? How does it work out for us?
Have they successfully left?
Answer this question.
Have they successfully left this behind? Worked out for us? Yes.
Okay.
Or no.
Once
this
again,
isn't. That's not the question.
This is the problem. This is the problem.
That's not the question. Have they successfully left it in their rear view? Yes or no?
Nowhere. This is why we don't have.
It's a yes or no question. Have they left it behind?
They don't have the answer. You don't have the right to ask.
I'm damn right. I have the right to ask.
We're done with this. Like I said, we just wasted. We did what this movement has done. We just wasted time. We literally just wasted time on some shit that we get no further than when I started this show at midnight.
Yeah, I leave the question to everybody.
This is a microcosm.
Tonight. Have they successfully put it behind them? Yes or no?
If you want a microcosm, for the most part, not amongst the wrong part of the community, but why people with common sense look at our movement and just say, "Oh fuck, those guys again." This is why.
This is a yes or no question. Yes or no. Is this in their review?
All right. You're asking me, but like I said, clearly it is.
Well, if it were, then it wouldn't still be hovering over them.
Hey, William, your perception of what hovers over them is fucking meaningless, by the way. Hey, William,
it's their reality.
You have any good 70? You realize you hear yourself telling a multi-billion-dollar company what their reality is?
Yeah, it's because it's a reality. It's observably, objectively their reality. If it weren't the case, this wouldn't still be an albatross on them.
Snyder fans, I love you all. I love you all. I pity you right now. I hope someday we get what we want, what we desired. I hope we get a bonus thing. But right now, I pity you all. I hope you find a different path to try to get what you want. Fucking decide what you want, for one. And if it happens, I'm right there with you. But this is get out of my office talk. This is you had to change your fucking name to even get an appointment. And once I recognize you, this is get out of my office talk. And even if I did let you in the office talk, this is like, wow, you know what? I'm going to make him feel important because he came all this way but I really want him to get the fuck out. And then I'll be like, and I'll have somebody call me, and I'm like, oh wait, you know what? Shit, hey dude, I'd love to continue this, but I gotta go. That's a best case scenario. The most likely case scenario is you're not even getting in the office because you don't bring anything worth being in the office for. Sorry. Legion
Question
of
stands,
Superheroes.
everybody.
Legion of Superheroes. The Batman run in the late 70s is really, really good. It's really precursor to the stuff that happens that pretty much allowed, that led into the mid 80s. It's a reformation of Batman. Legion of Superheroes is good. Be honest with you, 100%. There's a couple other ones. 70s. Those two were fun. Wonder Woman's run during the 70s was really good. From 76 to maybe 80. I would like to say that's good. As far as DC goes, all of the Superman comics, to be honest with you, were really strong in the 70s throughout the entire decade. Action Comics and Adventures were both good. Brave and the Bold were both good. Those are really good runs. You really can't go through the 70s because the 70s for DC is when we were coming back. We were coming back from the whole, let's soften this stuff up. It was too violent. It was, people started changing their sensibilities and the story started to reflect. So the 70s led to what I consider to be the golden era in the 80s. And then we all saw what happened during the 90s, unfortunately. But the 70s, you can't miss with what comes to the 70s. I made it for the kick-ass intro. I'm happy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I tried to delay it so that people could get on the show. I think F4 comes out next Tuesday on Disney Plus. It does. Let's see. Hey William, do you have any good TT? Jose. You guys are talking about Legends. That obviously does not include me.
Brad, what's a Nubian? How'd that come up?
You asking Brad what a Nubian is?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he would know, but I would know as well. I mean, I'm probably the one closer to a Nubian than anything. Wait, speaking of Wonder Woman, there are Nubians in Wonder Woman.
I mean, is this a trick question? Because I just Googled it.
Don't answer it. Maybe don't answer it. There's a documentary about Stanley Kubrick about Clockwork and Shining. I will watch the Clockwork.
I know about. It's like called like Room 237, I think.
Yeah, I'll watch the one on Clockwork Orange, but I can't watch anything about The Shining. That just won't put me to sleep. I'll add Clockwork Orange. I guess a Halloween movie. What?
Oh yeah, I saw Aaron tagging like all the.
Yeah, sorry, Aaron. Some of those are DOA. Sorry.
Well,
and by the way, it's not all clowns that are on the band.
By the way, anybody brings and he gets ideas. No, we are not watching any scary movie.
Well, those aren't Halloween movies.
Well, they're not good either. That's something you come to me with, like, I will throw you out of the office on. And not only will I throw you out of the office, I'll throw you out of the office. I'll tie weights around your ankles, and so you land that much harder.
I don't know any Predator long-term fan that
that reminds me. Because I sent you that clip that came out today earlier,
yes,
and I asked, is like, is that in like the 20-minute or so preview you saw? You said it was, yes. And I was going to ask, well, actually, can we play that? We probably can't, but.
I should be able to play it since I'm promoting the movie, but
okay.
Who knows?
You want to pull it up?
Sure. I mean, best they're going to do is
Aaron.
14. Hold on for a second, but don't take it down. I know Predator peers are angry, but I'm excited. I don't know any long-term Predator fans. I know more Predator fans that are upset with AVP than they are with I got
my ticket on my AMC just a couple hours ago, actually. So I'm already set for it.
I'm going to go see it on Tuesday.
Yeah, Aaron, we're cool. What's the? It's not a fight. It's a debate.
No, I'm just bringing up to the surface that things that we've both heard.
And Williams told me too that when he was on, because I wasn't during like the Poindexter Lounge of his I watched it a lot, but I wasn't on there for it. He said they had knockdown drag out fights.
This is nothing. I mean, this it's mainly for somebody watching this show. You need to hear the full circle. That's what I consider. So when you're watching our show,
it's easy to take like a 5-minute like snippet out and like make it think it's easy to do that with anything, make it look like it's like one thing and it's not.
But you're watching a show, you coming on and you're brand new, or maybe you're familiar with the show, and there's a point being brought up. you need to have the full 360 of both sides being questioned. If you're going to put something out there, if I'm going to put something out there, it needs to be able to pass the DART test. It needs to be able to stand up, or it needs to be questioned because you're the audience and you're asking the same questions that he's asking me, and then I'm asking him. So we have to get to that point, or otherwise we're just echoing.
And I know somebody's going to take that snippet. It's not the first time we've had a passionate debate like that on here, but it's. I know somebody's going to snip that out and say it's oh, Brad and William hate each other now.
Oh yeah, sure. And I don't know how they're going to explain how we just keep doing the show.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute, Aaron. No, where have you been?
Yeah, you've seen us go at it when we before, and again, it's not like anything like when they were on Poindexter Lounge.
Poindexter now we would do 4 or 5 hours, and then we move on to a different.
Okay, I got the clip here. And this is cool because I did because you said actually that really those 20 minutes really kind of recontextualize. Compared to what the snippet that's going out there around it, and this actually did kind of give me a kind of a clearer picture, I think, of what the.
Oh well, shit! That doesn't show you. I thought it was longer than that.
That just shows up to a point. Yeah, that's what I said.
How long was that?
It was a minute long. That's what I said too.
Okay, so I know what happens next.
Yeah, So now, obviously,
I think you can kind of piece together.
Probably infer what happens from that point.
The main character of the movie is there about to get his head taken off, and we see him in the movie.
Yeah, he's probably.
We got to see everything. We got to see the whole thing, and it was quite it was. And there's moments before that to have that lead to more conflict to it.
Before we go further into Predator, it's because the two of you went. I think we're going to 30 minutes at it, were we?
I don't think so. Maybe
it just felt like it because we were just kind of going back and forth on it for.
I know you got, and I'm not anti. I get a call on name. No, it's just all I ask of you. All I ask of all of you, anger and feeling that you were cheated is not a path. Right. It is not a plan. I'm not saying let go. I'm not saying move on. I'm saying proceed with a plan. And when you are coming to someone who can try to make that happen, whoever it may be, you need to set the tone that you can be taken seriously. Grievances and anger, they have to be left at the door. What you're feeling about shit doesn't mean shit.
By the way,
what your proposal means.
Perfect timing for Bell, too.
Hello, Bell. Go into there with a plan. Go in there. It doesn't even have to be the perfect plan. Something that says, I just don't feel like some self-entitled guy because I didn't get to my ending that I wanted. That's the last thing you want to go in there with.
Yeah, we were talking about the whole Paramount Gunn Ellison thing, and we're both
should have been on time, Bell. Should have been on time.
We're both. I mean, Cliff Notes. We're both pretty skeptical of the veracity of that. Yeah.
Get a contract.
But anyway, going back to Predator now. So yeah, to kind of bring that clip. And Fort's got a good one here.
That's usually not something that proceeds with Fourth has to say, but okay.
We know what happens if Predator doesn't die. Again, that's probably
that's easy.
That's not exactly a spoiler.
But something significant happens beyond what you think happens, though, and it sets the stage. Like I said, there's more. That's a clip that's about
a minute long.
Yeah, but it's 10 minutes in.
Yeah,
that comes from about 10 minutes in.
And so the the kind of the synopsis has floated around there for a while, and I even kind of maybe help propagate this a bit, on some of the articles I've written about it, whereas the idea that the main predator, his name is Deck, he's the guy who's about to get beheaded there. He's the way it's been kind of summarized is that he gets exiled from the predator culture and he ends up on this planet full of all these kind of, wild, alien creatures, and he has to survive with the Tia, who's a whaling Yutani android, and that's kind of been the synopsis put out there. And William, having seen, the first 20 minutes, he said, yeah, there's more to it than that. And then with this clip, it's I think I have some ideas about what that more to it is. There's maybe a I'm going on the theory now. There is some kind of perceived family betrayal on his part. Oh, it's not? Okay.
You can kind of hear what he says there. He will only honor us in death. So this is not really a spoiler. He's perceived as a runt, as not the warrior class that the family is. And that is where this all begins. And his brother, the one that you see there, it was supposed to kill him a long time ago. And that's why the father arrives and says, why is he still alive? Because his brother he's his brother. He can't,
he can't bring himself to do that.
And he doesn't agree with his he doesn't agree with the chief.
And like you said, the father there with the gray dreadlocks.
You know what he's up to.
Yeah, but he's also thinking maybe like the kind of the king predator and killer killers, which like that's really interesting. That because this one's supposed to take place way in the future, and so that kind of maybe ties it up timeline wise with killer killers. That's
I think we're going to see that in here. I actually
I do too.
We're going to see a direct connection to
100%
what we saw. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, this is crazy. I wouldn't be surprised to be Arnold in there.
Oh, yeah, man.
DA's Danny Glover in there. Yeah, we fucking love it.
Yeah, they can do amazing things.
Adrian Brody. Or at least we're gonna get another one of those tubes, and it's gonna be Adrian Brody and the girl he was with. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like obviously, and Predators is awesome. That was like the comeback we waited for, and then they flushed it down the toilet with the Predator. Fourth is saying that Bell and Brad William fighting over the Snyderverse. Brad wants Walter Armada back, and William said Joss being got out of very shake. Yeah, totally perfect clip notes.
Yeah, you believe that pan of feces, and I got a whole bunch of shit that I can.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Yeah.
And happy, congratulations! He had his kid's born today. If you want,
yeah. Neil Adams, the Neil Adams area is where that all started. By the way, Joe asked about that.
But anyway, so
yeah. Hold on, guys. Do not perceive what I'm saying is okay. Let it go. No. Wait for an opportunity. That's all. Wait for an opportunity, and when you get an audience of somebody, or something that gains traction, then just be ready to make your case. Make your case, and once again, it can't be encased in all this other shit. It's got to be a case. I'm like, hey, dude, what if I ever see Scott Snyder again? If I ever have a little bit more time with him,
you can DM him. I mean,
yeah. Oh, by the way, Batman Annual #1 is fucking awesome.
Yes, it is.
Batman beating the hell out of. I got the digital copy. Thank you, Scott Snyder. It's great. Get it. It's gonna sell out tomorrow.
What is it like? Is it reprinting number 10 now or something?
No. This is annual. This is the annual #1.
Okay, gotcha.
Annual, yeah.
Oh, okay. Not issue number
one. He's fighting he's fighting a lot of white supremacists and a bunch of corruption, and it's beautiful. But no, if I got a chance to sit down with Scott Snyder, so so for those of you who want this to happen, do you even know what your in is? Do you even know the most logical person you need to be talking to is?
Well, actually,
you're talking to like Zaslav and all these guys. Why don't we?
Really related to that, like, did you like I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like were like how close were you to like Scott Snyder at the last Comic-Con? I
got my autograph for him, but I didn't have time to ask that question because the line was starting for him. But I like I said, you know what? Once I meet him again, or if I ever get an interview or something like that, I won't put that on the interview, but I'll be like, hey man, you know what? You got a lot of pull right now. Yeah, you got a lot of pull. You're selling 450,000 copies of each of the imprints that you're
Batman
doing.
chopping people's arms off with an axe.
You're dictating the pace of where DC Comics is coming right now.
100%.
Have you ever considered doing a branched off story, a limited edition, something like that? Darkseid is your enemy, is the main enemy you have. Why don't you? Have you ever thought about tying to that? Now that's somebody who sold enough papers and staples so that if you were to get that through him, he can go to somebody and be your conduit. Something like that.
I'm thinking like imagine we had, because again, like he's got welcome on the show anytime, man. And when
if he ever comes on,
but I'm just imagine if we asked him that on the show and like he answered, if he answers like, oh yeah, Zach and I have talked about it, or it's like it's something I'd really love to do if I could like get the green light or anything like that, because I've seen like Film Junkie, like he's been like referencing the trades where he like anytime he had Zach on said, oh, like so imagine that, like we'd make it the trades if that happened. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like I said, you got to know who your audience is for one. Who's going to be the most receptive to any of this? It's not going to be the fat cats. You got probably like a handful of people. James Gunn will be one of them. But right now, James Gunn is in the infancy of DC Studios. even if James Gunn was the right guy to have that conversation with, it's not now, not yet. Let him get some concrete under his feet instead of some wet sand that's currently there now. Then we make a move. Then, because he sits and talks to the guy. They have a good relationship, and he's a gag type of guy. He's of our mind. But you have to know when and where and who. And right now, that's all I'm saying is that we don't know that. We don't have any tools. All the Snyderverse movies it has is rocks that they want to throw at people. You need tools, man. You need surgical instruments. That's all I'm saying.
Predators have a heart. Yes, they do. Yeah.
Probably got a couple of them.
Yeah,
they have a heart and they have loyalty. And like I said, I think there's something fucking shady about Mr. Chief.
Well, they have. Yeah, I mean, they have an honor code. I mean, they're like samurai in a way. I mean, they literally have their own version of harakiri. With the self-destruct bombs.
I'm skipping scary movies.
Oh yeah, Bell was also asking about what we thought about. Well, we loved that first episode.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It's very intense. All the stuff that I like about horror series and horror movies, they had in that episode, and that's just the beginning.
The first 10 minutes.
We got another. By the way, we got another episode on Thursday night, apparently, or Thursday night or Friday night or something like that.
On Halloween, they're going to be dropping the next episode.
So we might add that to the marathon. It might just roll right into the marathon.
That came out of nowhere for me. I didn't realize that they were. I mean, it makes sense, with Halloween.
Don't forget, guys, AFSP fundraising on Halloween. We are going to be doing a lengthy marathon, and we are going to be getting closer to our 20,000 goal. Right now, we're a few $1,000s away, so who knows? So I will be making that event probably tomorrow morning, afternoon, so that you guys can share it and share the link and get it into the hands of the people. Even if you can't, if you're not financially in a position to donate, put it. You never know one of your friends. You never know what some of your friends may be going through right now, and that cause may mean a lot more to them than you'll ever know. They could do it anonymously, probably. You don't have to have a name to the donation. We don't have to know everything. We just know, you're getting out, but the cause. We're big believers in those causes, in this particular cause. And just like I said, just the last 2 years, who hasn't been touched by that issue? So, Saturday, Sunday, so Friday, Halloween marathon. I'll make the event for it right now. Guaranteed movies that are going to be on there. Halloween 1, John Carpenter. 1 and 2, Lost Boys. Aaron put The Thing from Another World. I think we'll probably put both things on there. So you figure every movie is going to average about 2 hours. I think I want to do Invasion of the Body Snatchers too. And then I'm probably going to leave like 3 or 4 movies, because we'll probably go into, to be honest with you, it'll probably go beyond midnight just because, I don't want to cut a movie in half or not put a movie in. As long as we're going. So, and then, the next day we get the hour back anyway. So
that's true. He was in good shape. Yeah. He really got jacked for that. And that's the one I wrote on Comic Book, is after we got the end credit scene in Killer of Killers, like, oh, this makes it so many comebacks possible. And like one of them is like, hey, you were kind of left hanging for, God, I can't believe it's already been 15 years since Predators. I mean, I still remember it clear as day, like walking into the theater that is less than a mile away from me and seeing it opening day, Predators back in 2010, and they're still, last we saw, still stuck on that game preserve planet, so we can bring them back. They made it. And it seems like that's really, I'm really curious, like, is this going to go into the whole thing about, is this like a universal thing with the predator culture, that if a human defeats a predator, is that something like is that like enshrined in predator law that we have to snatch up this human, or is that just like one set of predators that does
I
that?
think that's that guy. I think that chieftain is without honor. Yeah. I think when him coming back and getting people and snatching him is against the code of what they that would make sense. Individuals, because each clan has a different way of doing things, and you have the honorable clans that, hey, you defeated us, here's a gun. And he's gone back. What he's done is he's dishonored him. He's gone back and snatched those people up and taken back the weapons.
And that's what I really loved about Predators, was the idea they introduced, the idea that there's not, the Predators aren't a monolith, that they have there's different tribes.
Yeah, the Yautja is their actual name, by the way.
Yautja is
real nerds.
I love that. I love that concept they introduced, and they really kind of extrapolated on that in Killer Killers. I really. Dan Trout, he's what he's done with Predators. Like, he's like, I have just the utmost confidence in dude. Got to interview him a few years ago too. I really hope that we get to that's part of what we're going to see in Badlands, is they kind of like really goes into the idea of like, here's kind of a little bit of a peek at like kind of the hierarchy or the the different subcultures within the predator society, and like you said, like the one chieftain, with the the white braids, like he's going against like what is more broadly kind of like the predator law of like, you defeated us, we're going to accept that defeat. He's his idea is like, we don't accept defeat, you won, we snatch you up and freeze you for 500 years and then throw you out in the Coliseum.
Which tells me that these things live a long time. They live long enough to have been in the 1700s, that they have very long lifespans, because if Prey took place when it took place, and they've just snatched these people up, that means they either live a long time, or they have enough technology to where they can afford it.
You're gonna hate this. That's actually an idea that Paul Anderson kind of he talked about, like on the DVD of AVP. He mentioned the idea that the predators you see in the first AVP, that they're teenagers, and his concept was the idea that the predators like have like the lifespans that are equivalent to like thousands of years, and so like the predators from the first couple movies, those are equivalent to children, and the predators that are hunting xenomorphs, they're more like teenagers. And so he was very much of that same kind of mindset that the predators like live for eons. Like
are at least Yoda level, like 900 years maybe. Because if they're like 800 or 900 years old, right, then you'd be able to explain the timeline from going all the way the entire length of the predators. You can go back even further than that, but even though they have established that Prey was the first time on that planet, they could dispute that, though. They could change that if they want to.
Oh, so. Yeah, they could. Well, again, it's the first time for like that predator from like that tribe, but there could, and that's it. That's the thing, is like after Prey, and now they're kind of going the other direction from this, but like after Prey is like, at least for like predator movies like set on Earth, it's like I'm totally cool with them moving away from like modern times. I want to see them go back like into like ancient Egypt. I want to see them go back into like Mesoamerica, like with like hunting the Aztecs and all kinds of like shit like that. It's like I want to see them like in ancient times, because that's the other thing I really always loved about the predator mythos, is the idea that every human culture, until we get to the 20th century, when we kind of like we have a little bit of like space exploration of our own. Every human culture World
War II. I mean, you could have them hunting Nazis, man. You can have them
but we up until like pretty much like when we first see Arnold, that we don't like have like a conception of like aliens of what. So when the idea that with the time of Prey, or when they go back and hunt like the samurai or anything, our conception of life on other worlds is much more limited. So I like the idea that each human culture, we kind of like create our own sort of mythos about what this is. And you see that.
Oh yeah, like the Chariot of the Gods. They did the guy. I want the guy with the hair. The guy,
exactly.
With the hair. What's his name? He's got a Greek name.
And they did that with like in the first one, they have kind of like the the Latin American, the demon who makes trophies.
That was horrible though. Those are those. Oh, you're talking about the Predator 87. I thought.
And then two they had. Yeah, and then two they had the Jamaican kind of sort of legend around it. So I want to see more of that, like how kind of like each human culture, like what sort of legend we construct around them when they visit us, in ancient times.
Let's make sure we all go see this movie, make it a fucking hit, then we'll see.
Yeah.
Antonio Baker, the series is tied to. Yeah. Kind of disappointed in that. The Blue Jays shouldn't have gotten a game in Dodger Stadium. Dodgers, Mookie, Shohei, I know you're watching right now. I know you're watching this show right now, because this is the place to be. You don't have to swing for the fences, guys. You know this. Bat to barrel, put the ball in play. That's what you got. Everybody that I was watching, even actually last night during the 18-inning game, everybody was trying to be Babe Ruth. You don't have to do that. Get the ball in play, just like you did against New York. They'll fuck up. Trust me. Toronto, you're making Toronto look like the 27 Yankees. So now the next two games, if you'd have asked me 162 plus games ago, my team has 2 games to win the World Series, and I had to pick 2 pitchers. Blake Snell, who is not going to have back-to-back bad games, and he's at home, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who could be pitching in hell. He could be pitching in hell. The mound could be in hell, and he's going to be Yamamoto to close it out. I think the Dodgers win tomorrow, and I think they go into Toronto on Halloween, which is, I'm going to be doing this shit when I should be fucking paying attention to raising funds. And I think they clinch it in Toronto. And it's in Toronto. So fucking what? The Dodgers haven't clinched a World Series in my lifetime in LA. So disappointing because I thought that Bieber. I don't think Bieber is that good, especially since Tommy John surgery. And he wasn't. He was throwing garbage tonight. He was throwing garbage to the point where I was looking for any type of stick that I could to just swing at it. That's what kind of garbage he was throwing. But the Dodgers have to go on with a let's get the ball and play, swing with a comfortable swing and not a Babe Ruth swing. And trust me, you'll put project because I think Blake Snell is going to go deep tomorrow night. I think he's going to go 8 or tonight actually. I think he's going to go at least 8 and hand it over to Yamamoto and not Yamamoto, Sasaki. And if it comes down to Friday night with Yamamoto, the last time Yamamoto stood on a mound at Toronto's, he had a complete game and he put up historical numbers. And he doesn't get phased by it. Like I said, the game could literally be at a fucking subway station or anywhere. You put a mound there and you put a home plate there, Yamamoto is going to pitch well there. So yeah, 2-2. Disappointed because you waste your time watching games. Or I didn't get the chance to watch it all. But yeah, disappointed, but still faithful that the Dodgers are going to be win back-to-back titles.
Well, since I'll be fasting on Devil's Night. Interesting you mentioned that because when COVID first started, that's actually when I first kind of got interested in intermittent fasting myself. I want to get back into that here because I want to try to trim down a little bit, and that's actually very effective. It's I've done 16-hour fast, 20-hour fast, and for those of you who know what that it's basically it's like you gotta like pick like if you're doing like a 16-8, what that is 8 hours. It's like that's your feeding window as it's called. Then 16 is your fast, and then you can bump it up like 20 and 4, and then if you want like really gonna shoot forward a couple of days. I mean, I have done 24-hour fasts.
I can't do that. I can do a fast. I can eat real fast. About it. That's about all I can really do.
Now, I want to start. Maybe I made that my New Year's resolution coming. I was like, get back into intermittent fasting or time restricted eating, as it's also called. But fasting on Devil's Night.
Well, you have another country involved in Canada, and if you know what's been going on in Canada politically, then you're like, yeah. And then you have the second largest market in the nation and a legendary franchise, and a player like Shohei Ohtani, who's basically like I said, he's like Godzilla. He had a bad night tonight because you know what? That motherfucker was on base till midnight last night, and he was your starting pitcher like 12 hours later. So I think that played a factor into that because, he hit, 2 home runs and got on base. He got on base 9 times. There was no color TV the last time anybody else did it. And the one guy who did it, there was no TV at all. Yeah. So I think, like I said, I'm kind of pissed off tonight.
You talk about the World Series. You got any you ever got any autographed baseballs or anybody in like that?
I've always been an autographed comic book guy, but not an autograph.
Yeah, there's a couple when we were living at Fort Campbell. My dad, I've got like a bunch of the one autograph ones where it's like the photostatically reproduced like autograph of Babe Ruth or Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh yeah.
But like the actual like pen signed the ball. Like I got these guys came to the commissary. We were living on base at Fort Campbell. It was I got one from Harmon Killebrew and one from Vita Blue. Yeah, Vita Blue.
Two Hall of Famers. That's 2 Hall of Famers right there.
So
2 Hall of Fame pitchers, by the way. Yeah, those guys are. And when they sign it, if they do it like I've seen them do, they put that HOF on there. That makes that ball because it's Hall of Fame. You want to put that Hall of Fame on there.
I got to find that.
Pete Rose never got a chance to do.
I got that ball. Those balls on it.
See if they put HOF on there.
Someone's got to take that out of context. I'm sure.
Because I think Harmon Killebrew, I think they were both in the Hall of Fame at that. If you're in your lifetime, I think that.
Yeah. Well, I was like probably 9-10 years old when he.
Yeah. I think Harmon Killebrew has been. Harmon Killebrew was in the Hall of Fame before I was born, if I can remember it correctly. Hold on.
48-hour fast spell. That is.
I can't be doing that.
Most I've ever done is 24, and that was like. By the time that was over, I was like, I had a Subway sandwich I bought. As kind of like, once I get past the finish line, this is my reward to myself. As soon as that clock hit 24 hours, like, okay, I was gobbling that down. I was so ready.
Harmon Killebrew was in the Hall of Fame. 1904, and he's passed away. I hope you have that ball protected because that's probably a good.
I got it right there.
Vita Blue. I think Vita Blue. Baseball. He just passed away a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He was not in the Hall of Fame. Wow.
Oh yeah, Vita Blue. That was like 2 years ago. He passed away. He would only been like, because again, I was like 9 or 10, so he was probably only like in his early 50s when I got that autograph.
Oakland A's. He was an AL MVP. He won the Cy Young Award. He won the Cy Young Award and the AL MVP in the same year, and he won a tie. He was an ERA leader in 1971. Pitched a no-hitter, Athletics Hall of Fame. How is he not in the Hall of Fame? That's some. Oh wow! Actually, he's got 3 World Series, and yeah, he won with the 2,000 strikeouts, 2,107 strikeouts, earned run average. His earned run average was high, but back then it was 200 wins. Ah, wow! How is he not in the Hall of Fame? And when I look at some of the people who are, that's some crazy shit right there. Wow! Well, okay, but still, he needs to be put in post.
This turned to a Sports Center here. It's probably give a little bit of personal kind of, going back at a kid, like, where I like really, well, even like as I was, obviously like martial arts are kind of like my big love, but as far as like a lot of sports I play, I probably played more baseball than anything when I was a kid. I was really a pretty big baseball guy, and I was pretty big into basketball too. I joined my high school football team for all the wrong reasons. I joined because I was getting picked on. I was a bullied kid. It's like I thought, okay, I'll throw on a Letterman's jacket. They'll accept me. I was on the team for all the. If I had to over, I wouldn't have done that. Football just ain't my game. I mean, anybody that's your game. More power to you. It just ain't mine. And I tried to make it mine for all the wrong reasons. It's one of those things.
I just once I tried out. Once one of those fools hit me, I was like, okay, we're going to a different sport because that shit. I wasn't fully completely, like I said, I was a freshman in high school. I was not as big as I would have been. In fact, my freshman year,
because I don't think you're built to be
not
like
not then. I was
you would make like a hell of like a linebacker.
Yeah, when I was I had the length. I had the length when my freshman year, but I did not have the bulk and the mass until my junior year and senior year. And at that point, I'm like, I still don't want to get hit by one of those. Be walking funny for a high school football game. Nah, I played other sports, but I was like, all right, guys, let's see. Anything else?
I'm just fascinated by Bell talking about
who froze me or Brad? Let's see. I am not 5'9". You've met me in person. You clearly know that I am not 5'9".
You've seen the picture of him with Film Junkie, who actually he's like 5'7", isn't he?
Yeah. And Film Junkie looked like something I wound up and let walk on the ground. That's the difference between.
And that's also about, you've also met Zack Snyder, and that's about how big he is, right?
Yeah, Zack is not as tall a guy as mine, but you saw that picture. Look at Rhea. The picture I took with Rhea. I mean,
which is weird because the picture of you with Zach is like you guys are both. It doesn't really like tell on your size that much because you're both kind of like you're kind of leaning in like this, so it's like it looks like you're roughly the same height. I mean, Zach is like you think, but Zach is like he's you see him posting, he's jacked, he's in good shape, he's just not like tall.
Yeah, he's ripped up. You guys, Yeah, we'll be doing a welcome to Derek.
Oh yeah,
I might if it's Friday night at 6. If it's Friday night, if they do it on Halloween like it says they're going to do, I will add it to the marathon. I will add it to the telethon.
This show has got me. This show has definitely got me. But yeah, I'm like reading all the Bell's. So this is like a religious fast you do, Bell? Because again, it's like because again, I know. I mean, it's definitely I've heard of people doing that. I've heard. I know people who have done that. 48 hours, man, that is something. I mean, obviously you gotta stay hydrated while you're doing that, but I mean, man, again, I remember my first time trying 24. That was like, whew. Once I was over, I had a Subway a foot long, and I inhaled that thing.
Robert Burnett is slightly taller than myself, and I stood eye to eye with him. He's
you're like 6'2", right?
Yeah, I'm about 6'1.5", just under 6 feet 2, and I think he's a complete 6'2".
Yeah, we're
He
close.
was he was taller than me.
We're close in height. I'm about 6 feet even.
Yeah, so it's
You're still probably.
I don't like pictures of me next to people because I look like some kind of fucking, like something out of one of the things that's in a park or something that's supposed to jump out and scare you, because it looks like I look like, even though I don't consider myself to be that gargantuan, but when you see the pictures, like the Pink Power Ranger, there was no that she's tiny to begin with. She's like 5 foot flat. I mean,
yeah, I saw the one. She is like,
I met her. I just was like,
you could like hold her in one hand.
Like, and then there's other people that I met at Comic-Con that are like, that you think are huge people when you meet them.
One like Phil's on big.
Phil's not that tall, Phil's about 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
Phil's significantly smaller. Yeah, Rhea, I met Rhea. Rhea's 5'2", 5'3".
I'm fairly built. I'm pretty broad, but you'd still probably be substantially bigger than me.
William Jets get. I don't really let's compete to get chat.
Oh, it's
I don't have a need for that in my life. Sorry. All right, guys. I think that's where we're going.
Weirdo. Is that what what's that?
I don't know what that is. I don't know who she's answering.
It's like something. It's like Zelda. Just googled it. I get like Bell. So, but again, I'm interested like kind of fast she's talking about, because it's like, 48 hours. That is,
too long for me.
Kudos if you can pull that off, but man, it's like, how do you do that?
No, I was actually kind of disappointed. That's why I tried to push off the ladder. I'm like, this sucks. Oh well.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I don't know. Anybody got anything else? There wasn't much to go over.
Every time I see this picture.
So I know who this is now. So.
Well, it wasn't hard to guess. Come on. Oh well, something. A little bit, just me and Aaron specifically. The Furious, Lionsgate's got it. They're officially snatched it up. Their distributor, and it's gonna be out. That's the bad news. The good news is, because it's Lionsgate, it's most likely gonna have a pretty good theater run. And probably like in Australia in a timely fashion. But we got to wait till next year. So probably like sometime like February, March, maybe. And I put out my feelers. I said, like, anybody who's seen it at these film festivals, if you can hook a dude up and his sis with a screener, lend your support, please. And I ended with the gift, like, Wayne's World, it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine.
Whatever. We plan on taking the 40 next year. Well, Becky, so me and old dog hair can stop in Vegas. We can size each other. How tall are you, Bell?
Yeah, how tall are you, Bell?
Yeah, what do you like, man? And I've never seen old dog hair. He stays off camera unless he's got his own channel. I don't know about, but let's see. We should do The Crow 1994 watch party on Thursday. I can't. Oh. I'm going to be doing our Rocky Horror show. This is the biggest show of the year for us, so I will not be. You will not see me on Thursday probably at all, because I will be setting up most of the day for that. And then that show, the breakdown for that show, I will probably be either too exhausted or eating at Ellis Island's Foods, because we get free food vouchers. So.
Yeah. And Belle says she's 5'5" and he's 5'11".
Okay. You're kind of tiny. I thought you were about 5'8" or something. I don't know.
Clint says he's as tall as William. Is that true?
Yeah.
He's okay.
I'm not here to scare you. So,
Aaron mentioned you mentioned a while back she's fairly short, but doesn't matter. She's got her bros fighting skills.
Whatever.
So.
Brad, for those of you listening, Brad's creepy. He's just not really. How tall are you? Aaron's only 5'3", 5'4", she said.
Yeah, I think she said the height. She says she's short. Again, like I said, I'm about 6 feet even. Which is really, definitely, if you saw me when I was 12, you wouldn't have thought I was going to, if you meet me in person, you see people tell me all the time that, Brad, you're really broad shoulders, or really, you're fairly big dude, really powerful presence. Like, yeah, not when I was 12, I wasn't.
Oh, nobody was when they were 12.
No, when I was 12, I probably was as big as one of William's legs. I was a little kid.
All right, guys, we got anything else? All right. Well, hey, tomorrow night's Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to be available because I got. In fact, as soon as I hit end on this show, I got some promo stuff that I probably should have been working on for about half hour now. Because obviously Halloween's happening. We got the Predator promotion that you guys saw at the beginning of the show that I'll be doing here. Because we got a screening on Tuesday that I will be at.
Once again, you're seeing a movie I can't wait to see before I see it.
It's going to be 2 days. You'll be all right. It's Thursday night. You can go see it Thursday afternoon.
Yeah. Notice how William was not like you haze me about this the way he was a ballerina.
Because this whole obsession with kung fu is just weird for me. That's just not my thing. Science fiction and horror fantasy is.
Predator is a warrior culture, and it's alien kung fu basically.
Not really. There's probably no kung fu in the movie at all. But yeah, I'm like I said, I love Predator, and I love what Dan Trachtenberg has done with it. So I'm looking forward to it. I think there is. I'm there to see the movie, and I'm also there to see where it takes us because for the first time in a while, when it comes to Predator, I really want to see the next. I'm interested in the next steps.
Yeah, I would. I think that's if I were a betting man, I would say that's I'd say it's a safe bet that like the end credits of Killers, that's going to play some role in this. That we're going to see like at least one of those characters make an appearance in this.
How do you not have an idea how tall you or short you are, Ed? I mean, I'm not saying exactly, but we're 5-ish, 5'1". Are you a dwarf? Are you 4'11"? You have a big head and small body? What's going on? All right. Well, all right. Like I said, these next 2 days, you may not see me because of the shows, Rocky Horror Picture Show at Ellis Island. For those of you, by the way, who are in Las Vegas, you can go to all of my social media. There are links to tickets there. This is our 5th straight show there, which is to have a gig 5 years in a row anywhere is good. For us to be able to be invited back to a casino, and any casino, I don't care if it's a small place with just some poker tables, is really good. This place is beautiful. It's nice. I will be sharing lots of pictures like I do every year of it. The food is great. It's inside. It's the front yard. It's inside Ellis Island Casino. It's right off the strip. Harmon and Cobalt. We're in Tupac got shot nearly. But if you're into Rocky Horror, if you're looking for something to do on Thursday the 30th, come on down to the front yard. We're almost about to sell out the top and bottom, and like I said, real beautiful place to do a show. Biggest show of the year for us. Really sets things up for the next year. So that's where I will be primarily all day on Thursday, and then plus you're gonna get more than enough of me this Friday for the marathon. So there you go. You don't really need to see me Wednesday and Thursday unless something good happens. So, all right, guys. I will see you guys later on. Gotta find the right button to see if it does the right things. There it is. Bye.